What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim back. Another live stream. This one highly anticipated. See if I can. I'm doing it with the lighting again, folks. Still trying to figure this lighting out. We still haven't quite got it where we want it, but that's okay. That's fine. We're back. Highly anticipated stream. Already people in here. The likes are already looking good. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. Right on time too. You see, your boy was right on time. Right? Your boy believes in being punctual. All right. We got to talk about this. Did a video on this topic. Is dating over 40 even worth it anymore? The engagement was crazy. I think it's up to like 1,200 comments already. And that's with the ones I deleted because some people got a little too crazy. So I figured we'd do a follow-up stream. I like to do that sometimes when we have a topic that like I know is like very polarizing or is very popular or something that people have a lot of things to say about. So today we're doing the follow-up stream, and we're not just making it about people over 40. Okay. We are making it about everybody. Everybody can weigh in. Let's talk about it. Is dating even worth it anymore? Let me jump on real quick. Just see what the stream's doing. I like to do that just to, check my work real quick. Then we're going to talk. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Glad y'all could make it. We already up to like 78 people. Let's go. Okay, that lighting looks decent. All right, cool. Let me get a little more in the frame. Let me get a little bigger in the frame. We are here. So, we already got answers. Short answer, no. Here's the thing. I want to say this first, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna pull up some of the comments. We'll probably read some of the comments from the video later, depending on what we get into here. I'm curious to see, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know y'all's opinion. Is dating worth it anymore? That's one. If you think it is, why? If you think it isn't, why? And I also want to understand if there's a lot of people who say they're, who weigh in with a certain reason. If there's a lot of people say it's not worth it anymore because of this, or it's not worth it anymore because of that. I want us to break down. We actually, what I mean? Like everyone's truth is their truth. So I think we're not even here to say who's right or wrong. If I see a lot of people believing one thing, I want to know why so many people believe it. You know what I mean? Even if we don't all agree it's true, there must be something to it if so many people believe it. So that's some of the stuff I want to look into is like, if a ton of people are like, no, this is the reason dating's not worth it, why do we all feel that way? Maybe it is true. Maybe it's not. But like, why, you know what I mean? Like what changed to get us feeling the way we're feeling? Let's get right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we already had 100 people, almost at 50 likes. This is great. I'm jumping right in the comments. Let's see. Leanne says, is being alive over 40 worth it? Yes, I can answer that one. Yes, I know the answer to that one. That one's yes. Some of the best times in your life. One of the craziest things we've ever been taught is that 40 is old. I'm gonna live to be 90 plus. I'm only halfway home, so we can jump in on that right now. Jeffy says I'm 63 and it's hard. You talking about dating? Oh no. Sorry. I've already been crass. Lexa said, if I were ever become single again, I wouldn't date. I hate people. Well, I mean, hey, that makes it hard. That makes it not worth it. If you don't like people, it's definitely not worth it. Ricky says, is dating worth it? Yes. Why do you say yes, Ricky? Abdu says, I'm 47. Wait, where'd the comment go? I'm 47, and it was far easier and less complex pre-social media and dating apps. Women were forced to date men who they met in person and were less delusional. Men were far more pragmatic. Oh, so you're saying social media plays a part in it. And I hear this from a lot of people. A lot of people saying that with social media, with the dating apps, people have more options and people want to go after more options when they have them. And I definitely think there could be some truth to that. But on the other side of it, everybody hates the apps. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of confused because I'm like, on the one hand, we all hate the apps. But on the other hand, we're all like, oh, but the apps are ruining dating. But nobody says they use them. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of confused about it. Oh, Robert. Okay, saw a girl in the coffee shop. You might ride the emotional roller coaster again for. Okay, okay, okay. Adiva says I'm 46 in December. These are the best years of my life. All right, all right. Ricky says I look at dating as hanging out and spending time together. I don't look at it as a job interview. So are you finding a lot of people to hang out and spend time with? Date, not job interview. Uh, Patriot says dating to find a true spouse in a country where divorce laws are not biased, then yes. Was dating to go broke in the West? No. Yeah, and that's the sentiment I hear definitely from a lot of men. And it's one I kind of get behind for marriage. Like I'm very hesitant to get married. I don't know if that, and if you date for with a view to marriage, okay. But as far as marriage, yeah. Like, but I feel like you can date and divorce laws don't matter. If you're just dating, you know. Um, Melvin says dating apps have women's egos extremely inflated. I hear that, and I definitely think I said that in my video. I think women get more matches than men, but I also have a lot of female friends who say the apps are trash. You know, even if they're like, oh, I got a friend who says she gets on there and gets so many matches, but they're all trash. So it's kind of like it might inflate your ego, but then I feel like the fall is even harder because okay, you go on a date with 10 different dudes over the course of a month, and if none of them work out, it's kind of like, ugh, it's just, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I want to hear from the people who the apps are working for. I never hear from people who are like, yeah, I'm on the apps and I'm killing it. I love the apps. I never hear that. But we do a lot of blaming it on the apps. But if none of us are winning on the apps, I guess the apps could still be messing up our views and stuff. Dating online, not worth it. Nova says dating everywhere else worth it because online has made everything feel fake and humans are out of touch. Um, so where do you go to date everywhere else? Like, you know what I mean? That was my question in my video. Like, where do I go? I'm a 45-year-old man. Like, I don't have kids, so I'm not going to be down there at the high school football game meeting single mothers. You know what I mean? Like where is everywhere else? Where is this everywhere else? People speak of. Moni says dating is worth it because of the experience and possibly meeting new friends. I think the question is, Moni, are people still finding good experiences and making new friends? I think that would be the question. Dr. X says at 41, I think social media destroyed dating. Before social media, I felt people's egos weren't as big. People were less picky. Dating apps have made everyone more egotistical. Okay, and once again, that's a sentiment I hear a lot. I wish we could all go to an alternate universe and see what dating would look like if there'd never been like MySpace. if, if MySpace had never created and we never had went down this road, what would dating look like? I wish we could all see that. I feel like the question is though, um, if that's true, right? If social media has really, you know, hindered dating and it's screwing dating up, how do we move forward from there? You know, how do we move forward from there? If this is where we find ourselves, where dating has changed, if people are more egotistical now, if people have a lot more options that they're exercising, how do we in this post social media, post dating app world get dating back to where it's like it was in the 80s? Mamba says he thinks a lot of women are just looking for help, as they're always asking for money. Um, could it just be? And I'm playing devil's advocate with a lot of this, but like, is that all women or is that just gold diggers? You know what I mean? And what happened? Because what if that was once again a lot of this stuff I'm not saying is true. I'm just saying if it is true, what changed to make that happen? If women are all about the money now, what made that happen? You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get to the root cause of this stuff. Steve said dating's definitely not worth it anymore. 36 divorced, no kids, never had more peace. Okay, okay. Someone just says speed dating. All right, all right. Rick says there are times and stretches where dating seems fruitless, but it's worth it waiting out those stretches because eventually you'll meet new amazing people, patience. And I like to believe that. I like to believe that, like, I know for me, I'm like, if it's meant for me to meet somebody, I will. But I also can envision a world where I don't meet somebody. You know what I mean? I don't know if everybody is gonna meet somebody if they just hold out long enough. I don't know. I don't know. It's Bella met your boo on Facebook. Okay, okay. Lonely Girl TV met someone on the dating apps. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Are you gonna have to stop making videos about men not wanting you now? Great man. Single all my life is peaceful. I guess I could date if I wanted. Feels more like an option, not a necessity. And I think that's the way to look at it. Like, it's an option. If you want to date, date. If not, it's not. Dylan met somebody on Bumble. Okay, okay, okay. I have had better success on Bumble than some of the other ones. Book clubs and churches to meet people. Okay, okay. Jamie said single 10 years now. Apps are terrible. I was just saying today when I'm going to meet someone in the grocery store, I get my groceries. Get your groceries delivered. Facts. We can't even meet them at the grocery store. We get our groceries delivered. We get our food delivered. Maybe you have to just hold out for a cute Instacart deliverer. Got Walmart Plus, DoorDash. The Mustang Ranch. That's where you meet women. Some people do. Oh, blaming it on Sex in the City. One of the first incubators that promoted the boss babe lifestyle. Ah. But then we have to take it a step back further and say, what brought that on? Y'all don't mean nothing can just be. We got to go. Okay, if the boss babe lifestyle became popular, why? What made that? What made women want to go that route? The alternative to dating, loneliness, escorts. David, I don't think not dating necessarily means you're lonely. For some people, I think it can. But I don't think necessarily just because you're not dating, it means you're lonely 24/7. And I think more and more people are coming to terms with that. It's just like, hey, I can't find nobody. I'm just gonna do me. I'm just gonna enjoy my life. Are there lonely moments? As someone who ain't been in a relationship, a real relationship in 10 years, are there lonely moments? Yeah, but like my whole existence doesn't revolve around dating. So it's not like I'm just like, oh, I'm so lonely all the time, or like, oh, I got to go pay for sex, or I don't do none of that. Like I just live my life, and like I have hobbies, I have passions, I have friends. It's this ideal that like you're either dating someone or life is over is kind of crazy, and I think it's changing. So what you don't say starts with a drink, so you can dip quick when you meet somebody on the apps. Oh, we back connected. We good? We good? Where am I at? Where am I at on the chat? Ronaldo said, I don't have no problem dating since I ain't scared to shoot my shot. Facts. I'll give you that. Give you that. Oh, I'm way behind in the chat. I'm just jumping in again. Rice and Beans says, I personally believe in dating. You're only allowed to ask for things you yourself also possess. Can't demand your partner have a PhD. We all have a master's. You're entitled to what you are. If that's how you date, I respect that. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with wanting something in a partner you don't have. You know what I mean? Because you might have something they don't have that they want. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like it'd be weird if we all were just like equal in dating. You know, you might have a PhD and make good money, and the other person might have some other quality you know what I mean? Like, I don't think if that's how you date, cool, but like I don't think that's the way it has to be. Um, I think people can, opposites attract. You know what I mean? I think things don't. I think things rarely equal up. You know. But I mean, like everyone has rules for like I think we all get to write our own rules for dating. You know what I mean? So like if that's one of your rules, cool. You know, I know for a lot of people, yeah, that's not one of the rules. Charlie, you're right. I think there's a lot of women and men being pitted against each other. And I think that's why I like having discussions like this where we can kind of talk about it, clear the air, talk about it civilly, because like we're never gonna fix these issues if all we do is blame the other gender. Men suck, women suck. Like that, that's what I want to know too. When did that start? There was a time I felt like we were all in this together. Everybody was trying to meet somebody. You know what I mean? You liked who you liked, and whatever gender you were into, you kind of was feeling them. Now it's almost like we hate the gender we're trying to date. You know what I mean? It's almost like, you know what I mean? Like it's just weird. What happened to the love? It's like more hate out there now. D Thompson, I think that social media has done a good job of making some people want a finished product. I also think social media has done a good job of making people think. Social media has done a good job, I think, of showing, if we're talking about what women are looking for, I think it's done a good job of showing a certain type of man that some women are aspiring to have to go after. It's also done a good job of making men think that that's all women want. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's true. I mean, ask a lot of women. I may not date, but I got a lot of female friends. Um, and maybe it's just the people I run into, but like I just don't. And once again, I run into open-minded people in my travels, so maybe there are a lot out there. But like I run into a lot of women who are like, this is not the case. Like this ideal that all we want is 6'6", 6'6" 8" or whatever is not the case. We just looking for a good dude. You know what I mean? So I think social media has done a good job of making us believe that people are looking for a certain thing, just as much as it's brainwashed some people to look for that certain thing. Just my opinion. Soon we'll have robots. Exactly, Hugo. I keep saying that. Nova's a 40-year-old virgin. Okay, respect. Thinking about globalizing your dating opportunities. Nothing wrong with that, Bobby. Hey, go where you fish in whatever pond you can cast your lure into. Project A said dating is a thirst trap. Good to see you, Praveen. Look out for psychopaths. That's everyday life. 184. I do think that is a good point to bring up. Um, and someone asked me this in my video. They were like, "Do you think it's you? If you can't find nobody, have you thought about the possibility that it's you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? Like, I think on some level, I would be very wary of anyone who was like, "I can't find anybody, and it has nothing to do with me because I'm perfect." You know what I mean? Um, I do think though, even with I don't think any of us have character flaws. I just think we have character traits. It does seem like though that like even with the character traits a lot of us have, it was easier to find a mate. You know what I mean? So yeah, is there some areas I need to work on? Sure. I've got all kind of crazy emotional walls. I push women away all the time. You know what I mean? Um, but I feel like even with some of the character traits or some of the things some of us need to work on, back in '85, we still could have met somebody. It's you know what I mean? It's us, but I don't think it's totally us. It just seems different, you know. But yeah, I definitely think we all need to do self-reflecting. Yeah, anyone who's like, no, it's not me at all. I'm perfect. Well, then we see why they're alone. But I'll be the first to admit, yeah, it's partially me. Totally, totally. Hey, we got some love down here in the chat. Hold on. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Hey, Abdu, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Appreciate the love. So, Tim, did you date when you were in Thailand? And what are your most honest thoughts on dating internationally? I think it's easy for American men overseas. I was only in Thailand for 3 weeks. I didn't do any dating. I didn't do any hooking up. Um, I did think about it, but I didn't. Um, I will say this, like, when I was in Thailand, I was pretty much by myself, so I really didn't talk to any dudes who were like, yeah, I saw guys who had like Thai girlfriends or Thai wives. Um, and it's hard to know, are they just paying them or are they actually together? You know what I'm saying? So I think one thing that doesn't get brought up when people are talking about dating internationally is like a lot of them is just a money situation. Are there men who've gone overseas and met women and it's been real? Yes. But there's also like the money situation. And my thing is like, to me, that would be just like paying somebody over here, you know? So like, I think it's not as easy as people think it is. There's this American arrogance with men that we think we're going to go overseas and these women are just going to fall in love with us because we're Americans or we're from the West. If no one's really checking for you in your home country, why are those women going to check for you? Unless there's something you have that the men over there don't have. And in a lot of cases, we might have more money. Not in all cases, because they got dudes balling over there too. But like a lot of times it's the money. And I'm like, I don't want somebody to want me because they think I got American money. I would want somebody to want me because they like me. You know what I mean? So like I can't sit here and say it's easier to find true love overseas. Do I think it's easier, to have friends? Yeah. Yeah. You just go to Pattaya and you'll have a friend tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I just don't know if it's definitely easier to find true love. Is it possible? Sure. Is it easier? Who knows? I personally don't know. Good question. Good question. And I appreciate the love. Russell Adams, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Say hello from Atlanta. I prefer to just meet women in person and not do online dating. I haven't dated in like 4 years. Many people have living situations that may prevent them from dating, especially now that like everybody got to have roommates now. But yeah, yeah. And I'm saying what you shout out to the A Town in the building. Kind of what you, Russell. Like I'll jump on the apps and then I can always delete them. It just feels very meat markety. It's almost exhausting. Um, you get a conversation going, you never hear back. I don't these one word responses. How was your day? Great. I'm done. Like if you can't put together 2 sentences and ask me a question in return, why are we talking? So yeah, I just prefer to meet. I prefer for things to happen organically. Um, but that does mean you kind of have to wait to come across someone you want to date organically, which could take a little longer. And for me, the older I get, the less that happens. Because like when I was younger, I was always out and about, ripping and running. Now I go places, but like you know, it's just not the same level of engagement. Um, do my female friends ever set me up? Well, I mean, no. But once again, like I feel like I'm at that age where like it's not as easy. At 45, it's not as easy to like, especially me. I'm a nomad, so I'm all over. It's a lot harder for me too because I'm a nomad. So like, I'm not in one city. Like when I was in my 20s, my female friends hooked me up all the time. Hey, this my girl, boom. But like when you 45, like I just don't think it's as easy to get set up. You know what I mean? Like who they gonna set me up with? Good point, John. We're acting too much like consumers in a relationship when it should be about how well we can enrich another person's life. Facts. Angela said, "I'm just looking for someone who can support themselves. I'm looking for someone to take care of me." And I've heard that same sentiment from a lot of women. It's like I'm not looking for like someone to pay for me. Like I just want to find a good man. You know what I mean? Like you know, yeah. That's one I hear a lot. where I see a real disconnect between the sexes is I hear a lot of men saying they run into a lot of women, it's all about the money. And I hear a lot of women saying, I don't care about the money. I don't know. People can't commit because the dopamine addiction is out of hand. I do think there's a lot of dopamine addiction going on in the world. Less. Yes. Yes. I agree with that. Totally. Totally. Opposites attract. If you marry someone just like you, one does not need it. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. That's funny. That's funny. Crummy says it's better to live a sexist life and a life of being alone without the hovering disappointment that is an inevitability if you can't maximize increase every year. Interesting point. Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view. CJ says men who've never married by a certain age is a red flag. I've heard women say that before. I've heard women say that before. And as a man who hasn't married by 45, I'm not going to say you're wrong. Maybe it is a red flag. Maybe there is something about me. You know what I mean? I don't get offended by that statement. It could be true. It might be. Maybe that's why I stay single. I don't think it's always true, but it's possible it could be true. I think it's crazy that it's a red flag if someone hasn't been married by a certain age, but divorce isn't. That is my counter. That will be my counter to that. I will freely admit it might be true, but if that's the case true too, well then divorce is a red flag too. So anybody who hasn't been married by a certain age and stayed married in a healthy relationship is a red flag. You can't have it both ways. Oh, it's a red flag if a man ain't been married, but his brother's been divorced twice is fine. No, no. If we handing out red flags, we got to hand out red flags all around. Facts. Lee thinks the political climate has hurt dating. I don't know. I don't know. I think people put a lot on the political climate. The political climate is us, at the end of the day. Where am I in the oh, I keep getting lost in the chat. Got good numbers going. Q rocks, good point too. It's a choice. So like, yeah, if someone made a choice not to do something, is that a red flag? You found your spouse on Craigslist dating scattershot? Okay. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Do many want love anymore? I mean, the men who do. You know what I mean? And that's the thing too. I think we generalize a lot. The men who are still looking for love are still looking for love. The men who aren't. The women who aren't looking for love aren't looking for love. The men who are. And so I think a lot of times we just group all genders together, but like we're all different, you know? What does bald have to do with it? Interesting. I'm sorry if I'm being I'm reading the comments. I'm reading the comments. Vanessa dated some men just looking for a check. I mean, there's those people on both sides of the aisle, you know? Your mom tried to force you to get married, Praveen? I'm glad you didn't do it. Shortchange, exactly. Exactly. That's another, especially young dudes. I hear a lot of young dudes like, man, I just got to get money and then I'll get a good woman. I'm like, bro, if she didn't want you before the money, and she wants you now, she just wants the money. You know what I mean? If you're looking for a good woman, don't have no money. And if she if she come around when you just regular, not saying be broke, but if she comes around when you're just regular, that's when you know you got somebody. But like if you have to get money to get her, if she didn't want you before the money, what are we doing? Exactly, Dell. Nobody's perfect. Ty said, I don't mind dating, but they have to be at a distance. We can't live together. Don't have to see each other every single day. I'm on that same type of time, Ty. Same type of time. I'm with you on that. I do very well long distance dating. If we see each other once a week, every other week, that's great for the weekend, something like that. Um, but yeah, every single day, I don't know. I don't know. By the way, these comments are great. I'm reading them. I'm reading them. I may not be saying them all, but I'm reading them. I appreciate that, Harold. Harold, so you ever in Toronto, come through. We can beat up a chat. Anybody got any recent bad dating stories? I'm sure there'll be plenty of those. Nick, exactly. There's bad men, bad women. There's good men, good women out there. Yeah, the fact that we just have these blanket statements. Oh, it's this, it's that. It's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Distance is how people cheat. D Thompson, I'm the opposite. Like, here's my thing. If I gotta be up your butt to keep you from cheating, then you was gonna cheat. I like to give my women distance. That way, if they don't cheat, I like to date someone who has every opportunity to cheat. If we don't see each other all week, she has every opportunity to cheat, and I would never know. I prefer to date that way because then I know she's not cheating because she could. You know what I mean? I don't like if I'm like up her butt every day, checking her phone, all that. She probably wants to cheat, just can't because I'm there. I prefer to have it. I want you to have every opportunity to go out and do whatever you want to do. That way, if you're not doing it, I know you don't want to do it. It's not because you just can't get away from me. It's you know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I love having space because it's just like I think it builds trust because it's just like if we're still together, it's because we want to be together. You know what I mean? Because we don't see each other all week. I could be doing all manner of craziness, but I don't because I want to be with her. And if she doesn't do it, it's because she wants to be with me. You know. Donnell says, "We're good. Tell I'm 65 years old. Yes, it's hard, but it's all good. I'm spiritually fit. I'm financially fit, physically fit, work out, eat right. I'm okay for now. Hey, if you fit in all those regards, man, killing the game. You know, dating or not. I would, yeah. Marcus said, I don't really want to I don't want to cohabit with my future partners. Not necessary. I agree. I agree. You can live together eventually, but you need your own room, Crystal. Hey, hey, I think more and more people starting to be like, man, I need my space. You know, you went on a date and she had a Wicker Man smile. Oh boy, you couldn't see that from the pictures. Just having to deal with someone's a lot to deal with. I agree. I agree. I agree. Oh, JB, you love a clinger? Love like to cling? Okay, okay. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, it takes all kinds. Takes all kinds. Ricky, no, I didn't. I went to Target and couldn't find. There wasn't an electronic section in the Target. I couldn't find it. I'm just using some of the lighting in here. It's not exactly what I want, but it is working. A girl hit you up and she was married. Uh, Yeah, you reserved a section in a pool hall, made dinner plans, got stood up at the last minute. That's went through all that work. That's a good point, Dorothea. A lot of people need to heal from past relationships, haven't healed. Just jumping right into another one, unhealed. Queen Bee Africa says, since you're a nomad, how would you ever settle down if you meet your person? Um, for one thing, I don't know if I would have to. I think it is within the realm of possibility to meet someone who doesn't make me settle down. But if I met someone and I did want to like get a home base and be around her, or settle down, um, I probably would just do it in whatever, city that was, somewhere close to her, wherever we met. Say I met somebody in Portland, I'd probably just get a home base in Portland then. But I would still be doing little traveling here and there, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it's not hard to settle down. I mean, just get a roommate somewhere. I don't necessarily want an apartment, but like I get a roommate somewhere. Grant said people just don't go out anymore. Most people stop being friends with lots. What do you expect when people just stop wanting to hang out? It's tough starting from scratch. Yeah, and like I think that's one of those where we got to go back to like, well, why doesn't nobody want to hang out anymore? Like I'm a natural introvert, so once I got past a certain age, I just ain't in them streets like that. But I mean, yeah, studies are showing that even younger people aren't hanging out anymore. So what do we do about that? Separate, put together the best arrangement. Let's go. Short answer, no. Patrick likes a clingy girl too. Dominique said, man needs her own room. Would I ever travel with and help a girlfriend with setting up a YouTube channel? Definitely. I would. I mean, that's the perfect dating arrangement for me. Like, I would love to meet someone who wanted to travel and who wanted to start a YouTube channel. I've yet to put anybody onto YouTube. Like that is one of my biggest like frustrations is like I've discovered this amazing thing. And in my real life, I've never put anybody on and got them monetized. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting. I don't have like a YouTube protege, you know. I'm waiting for that. So like if I met somebody, she was like, I've always wanted to do YouTube. You know what I mean? And like we traveled together, we got her little situation. Man, that would be heaven. Maybe I need to manifest that. That would be heaven. I would love that. Totally. Bobby, you looking for a home base? Would I rather settle down in Portland or Denver? I don't know. These days it's looking more Portland because they're getting a WNBA team. So that's why I bring up Portland a lot because 2026. I feel like I'm not. Am I focused? 2026. I feel like we're gonna be out there. Oh yeah, CJ. I like to think I have a very custom perspective about everything. Um, when you find me having a non-custom perspective on something, let me know because I need to switch it up. I like to have my own views on just about everything. And John, yeah, that's probably part of it. People get a lot more cynical, a lot more jaded after a certain age. Oh yeah, Jose, I'm with you. I don't really worry about if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm not worried. I don't sit around worrying about them cheating. You know, if they are, it's gonna come out, you know. And at the end of the day, I'm weird in this, but like having sex with somebody else to me isn't the worst thing you can do in a relationship. So I have weird views on that. When did that become the cardinal sin? People can do all manner of craziness to people in a relationship, they'll take it. But if you just have sex with one other person, it's over. It's crazy. So like that's why with me, like I don't. sit around worrying if she's sleeping with somebody else. Like, I don't really. If everything else is going great and she suddenly has the desire. Now, if she doesn't tell me about it or she lies about it, but like, I don't know. I lose a lot of people when I mention that. People ain't ready for that. Um, K-Top said, I like being alone too much. Unfortunately, I want a girlfriend, but whenever I'm with anyone, I wish I was alone. I understand that. I can understand that. Yes. Yes, I can understand that a little bit. You got a better chance surviving skydiving than staying married for the rest of your life. Doesn't everybody survive skydiving? Did you mean like skydiving without a parachute? Like everyone survives skydiving, right? So maybe there's something missing from that. Ruby, you get approached most when you're alone. I feel like that's probably true for women, but not men so much. Um, I get the most looks from women when I'm with another woman. When I'm by myself, like I get the I mean, I get looks, but like if I'm with another woman, I get looks. By myself, I think women are just like, who's this guy by himself? When I'm with a woman, women are like, oh, who's he? That her man? But so I think it might be opposite of that with men and women. Men, we see a woman by herself, we're like, okay. Women see a man by himself, they're like, don't nobody want him. I'm generalizing. Do I ever go to Bozeman? I haven't been back to Bozeman, Nick, in a couple years. I need to get up there though. Hampson, I've never taken the MBTI test. I don't need somebody else's test to tell me who I am or tell me about myself. I don't know who came up with that test. I'm gonna use it to determine who I am. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll do none of that stuff. IQ test, none of that stuff. I don't know who came with these tests. They're not gonna tell me you smarter than me because you took a test somebody else came up with about IQ. I'll do none of that stuff. Yeah, Angela, I'm feeling better. Thank you. Logan, yeah, we definitely gonna be in Indiana to catch either a Notre Dame game or a Fever game eventually. I mean that's bucket list type stuff. I'm gonna see Caitlin Clark before I die. So yeah, yeah. Um, definitely got plans to be up in Indiana. Muscles won't make you a chick magnet either. Yeah. Can never give up on love, Crystal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Am I into open relationships? Probably not. Because like if we just sleeping around with a bunch of people, why even make it a relationship? You know what I mean? I don't see why we need to, you know, if we all just gonna be out doing what we want to do, well, let's just like do that and then we hook up and hang out together. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to make a relationship. I think there's a difference between like if I'm dating someone and we're pretty exclusive, and then like every now and then like something happens, all right, whatever. But as opposed to like we go into it being like, okay, we can sleep with other people whenever we want to. Well, then why are we dating? You know what I mean? I think there's a middle line there. I'm just saying, like, I personally don't feel if I'm with someone long enough, I think the day is going to come when they might possibly want to be with another person. I'm just saying, I don't know if that's a no, but I don't know if I would call that an open relationship. Maybe it is. Hey, Jose, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, appreciate the love. I said November would be a good month, and it has been. Nice, nice. See, manifesting it. So, like, you'll see it that you will get what you manifest in the universe. I agree. Yeah, Billy said, "You want more girls? Get a girl." I'm telling you, I was down there to the outlet mall recently, and a friend of mine who worked with me and her were kind of walking around, hanging out. Um, I'm telling you, they was on me. I'd be at that mall all the time because we used to go there a lot for staff trips. I'd be at that mall all the time, walking around by myself. Nothing. When I was with her, I'm talking about they was on me. I'm like, okay, it's craziness. Any advice for guys in the late 20s who recently moved back in with their parents? I no advice. I just say I think that's smart. You know, I think that's smart. As far as dating goes, I mean, you can still date just the same. I mean, depending on how cool your parents are with her coming over, but like, I think that's smart. Charlie, I feel you on this one. Says my life is mostly dry periods where no one's interested, but then two women will be interested at the same time. I don't want to hurt anyone, so I reject both, and then the dry period returns. What happens with me, Charlie? This you can ask my friends this: dry periods, and then two women will come in my life, and it always seems like in hindsight that I picked the wrong one. Now, I might have picked the right one, and it just ends up always not working out eventually. But you know how it is. Like later, I'm like, dang, I should have picked the other. But this always happens. That's how I know, like, I'm about to like either have a situationship or something. Is when like two women appear because it happens every time. Two is my number. It happens every time. Just one woman comes in my life, it ain't gonna work. Two, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get one of them, and then a year from now, I'm gonna be like, oh, I should pick the other one. That happens to me constantly. That happens to me constantly. It's crazy. You know, the universe has a sense of humor. That's why it does that to us, Charlie. The universe has a sense of humor. So like it likes to do stuff like that. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna give you nobody, then I'm gonna send you two. See what you do with that. Bobby, you said the recreation sex stuff is just a waste of time. I do feel like for a lot of us, yeah, the older we get, the less that's as exciting. You know, that is one thing I miss. Like, I don't miss being in the streets. I miss being in the streets being exciting. It's not exciting to me now. You know, I talk to some of my younger friends, dudes, like they still in the streets. It's still fun for them. I'm like, it's just not as fun, bro. I don't know why. Some people love it. It's just not. I don't get the same thrill. I don't get the same thrill. I wish I did. I'd meet more women, but like, it's not that like I don't get motivated to be like, oh, it's Friday night. Let me get dressed up, going to meet me some. I don't care, bro. I do miss not caring. It is, less drama and less money blown, but like I just don't. It just don't mean nothing to me anymore, bro. Oh, what was it? The Denver Premium Outlet Mall? Yeah. Why would you tell somebody not to date if they live with their parents? That's crazy. Date if you want to date, date. This is what I'm talking about, respectfully, and I respect your opinion. But like from my point of view, like if you want to date, date. You know what I mean? If they don't show, you know what I mean? If she don't understand why you living with your parents, or he don't understand why you live with your parents, well then maybe that's a person who obviously doesn't get you. This is what I'm saying. I don't go through life being like, oh, I gotta move certain ways or women won't like me. Tim moves the way Tim moves. And like when the right woman comes along, she will understand why I move the way I move. This idea is like, oh man, if you live with your parents, no one's gonna want you. That's crazy. Promise you there's women out there who've done the same thing, or they'll identify like, oh, since he moved back in with his parents, he's saving up money, he's be able to invest, boom, 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 boom. If we get together, we'll be better off financially 5 years down the line than like this person paying 3 grand for an apartment but thinks they stunned. It's crazy. This is what I'm saying. Like we have these views. If you want to date, date. Who cares if you live with your parents or have your own place? What's the difference? What's it, you know what I mean? Except you saving money. Not to mention, I'm sure there's a lot of women out there who will respect, like, oh, especially if you move back home to help your parents out. A lot of women and men will respect that. Hey, that's cool. Instead of you just making it about you, you move back in with your parents, you helping them out, they're helping you out. Boom. That's somebody who you might want to get with because that person is family oriented. And if you're trying to start a family, that's the type of person you probably want to get with. We got to think about these things, bro. Like these, I don't know, bro. I don't. This is where this is. I don't know. Just my opinion, respectfully. Praveen, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate the love, Praveen. Thank you. So I want to share. I usually get rejected when I approach women due to my social anxiety and being nervous. So I'm now more comfortable on my own. And I thank you, Praveen, for sharing that. I know that's not always easy to share. It is not easy to say I get rejected. Um, but I think it's cool to share that and say it from perspective of like it's okay. I'm comfortable on my own because I'm sure that's other people's experience for whatever reason. Um, we like to highlight, we hear a lot from the dudes and the women who think they balling. And that might be their blessing. So no shade at all if you putting up numbers. I got some friends who put up heavy numbers or back there. And that's their blessing. I respect that. But I think we don't always hear from someone who's like, yeah, I kind of get rejected a lot. Boom, boom, boom. But it's okay. I think we need that. We need that perspective because it is okay. You got your blessings. You down there to the weakness, killing it. You got your blessings. You're good at what you're good at. You just getting comfortable, on your own. And that's fine too. So thank you for sharing, Praveen. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you. We talking tonight. Stack your coin. Let's go, Marcus. Comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, and I do think a lot of people look at other people's relationships or what other people got going on instead of like I think we should just want what we want. I don't want what you got going on. I want my own type of relationship. Christopher, recreational sex, playing with your life. Yeah, man. I think about that a lot too. Thanks, Fighters Club. It's a cool shirt. It's all it takes is one wrong move. D Rock loves his low value women. Ain't mad at that. Royal says dating is fun. I don't believe in monogamy though. Hey, respect, respect. Ah. Three is a magic number. Said I moved back home with my mom. My mom was by herself. I'm single, live by myself. Why not? We've been hiking every day, eating healthy, no complaints. Facts, facts. Yeah. I think there's just this weird stigma we put on people who live with their parents. Like it's the judgment. Like live where you want to live, but like don't judge other people for how they live. You know what I mean? Hey, we working, Brian. We working. Kareem 41 lives with his parents. Let's go. Bucky says dating is lame, all caps, and overrated. Okay, okay. Bald eagle. I hear a lot of guys say this. Even an average woman has like, really hot guys in her DMs. But I talk to a lot of women and some of them will be like, that's not been my experience. And some of them are like, yeah, that's true, but I don't want them dudes. And I think that's what maybe we're there's a little disconnect, is because like I know some women who like decent women, and they get lots of men in their DMs, but they're like, I don't want them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a thing of like, oh, every high value man who slides in a woman's DMs or whatever is gonna get her. Like, you know what I mean? Women are saying, like, yeah, dudes be reaching out. I don't want them dudes. I'm trying to find a good man. So I think sometimes as men, we still have the ideal of, if the guy's got more money or he's a professional athlete or he's a whatever, whatever, they gonna get all the women. But I talk to the women and they like, but we ain't checking for them dudes because that dude is in everybody's DMs. That dude you're talking about, who the professional athlete who's sliding into an average girl in Kentucky's DMs, he's in every girl's DMs. So like a real woman don't want him, or a real woman who's looking for something more is, even if she does hook up once or twice, hey, he was in the Pro Bowl or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, that's what I'm saying. On the other side of it, I hear women being like, yeah, you might get that, but it ain't real. So that's not helping me. But I think sometimes as dudes, we're kind of just like, what chance do I got if she's getting hollered at by those dudes? But that don't mean she wants them dudes. You know? That's what I'm, especially the younger guys, I'm trying to tell them, like, you don't have to aspire to things in life you don't want just to attract women. You can just be yourself and attract a mate. I think. Like I know that's true. It's just I think and why I like to have this discussion is that the more we realize that, it might become easier to meet people, but the more we are doing the gender wars and we're thinking we like what other, I think that's where we get kind of pulled away too. Cause like, I don't know. It's just like I think the best way to meet somebody is to just be yourself. If it happens, it happens. It don't, it don't. But like, you know, trying to hustle your whole life just so you can get the trappings of success to attract the people you're trying to attract, I don't know if that's healthy. People afraid of divorce and child support. Facts. Facts. TJ said, I'm 52, three kids, 29, 20, 17, all of us single, none of us date. Oh, dang. Okay. Dang. That's a lot to unpack right there. Yeah, Elliot, I agree. The hating on each other is I think pushing us further apart. It's okay to be like, I haven't found anyone without blaming what you're looking. You know what I mean? I haven't found a woman. I'm not blaming women. You know what I mean? It just hasn't worked out. But yeah, these days it's very just like, if I haven't found someone, well, it's obviously them. And even if it is, it's not all of them. Say you're right. Say all men are trash, all women are gold diggers. That can't be 100%. Nothing is 100%. So I'm not saying either of those are true. For some reason, we think it's true, or maybe it is true. Who knows? But that can't be 100%. So I think you still could be like, hey, I've ran into a lot of men, a lot of women who are this. I'm still holding out for the one who isn't. You know what I mean? Praveen says Starbucks is not the place to meet women nowadays. You've been creeping the Starbucks, Praveen? I ain't mad at that. You gotta try Dunkin'. That's where they be at. That's you gotta try Dunkin'. Dutch Bros. That's what it be. Looking for women at Dutch Bros. That's crazy. That's crazy. Spec, you can't save a lot more money being single. Would I ever live in a cabin next to a forest behind two mountains next to a spring with a woman for the rest of my life? If it worked out that way, sure. Yeah, real freedom. I agree that there's definitely. I know for me, yeah, I have way less tolerance for drama the older I get. I used to low key kind of like the drama. These days, I'm like, I don't want no drama. By the way, I appreciate y'all coming through. The numbers are good. We're almost at 200 likes, 319 people. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Super chat squad coming through. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Tremendous. Shout out to Dunkin' Ice Coffee Gang. Stand up. John said CVS the Goodwill Sprouts. And I was up down in the Sprouts recently. My last Airbnb, there was a Sprouts right down the road. There was some, I got a couple looks. Hmm. In Atlanta, you meet decent women in the smoothie shops and mom and pop vegan spots. Okay, dang, you got to be eating healthy to meet a good woman. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Dang, you don't meet them down there at the Popeyes. You got to be at the mom and pop vegan spot. By the way, that's a great name for a restaurant. Mom and pop vegan spot. Mm. I had some kale and mushroom lasagna the other day. Speaking of Sprouts and eating healthy, I bought it because it was on sale because it was, they had to sell it that day. And I wasn't too happy about the purchase. Then I ate it and it was amazing. It was amazing. I got to get me another one. Kale and mushroom lasagna. It was amazing. It was amazing. How do you tell if you're a good person? For me, I just try to live how I feel a good person should live. How will I ever know if I am? I guess that's up to other people. But I just try to follow the moral code that seems right to me, go with my gut, and live how I think a good person should live. J Spec, people have been telling you past few years to take your time, not rush into it. I think that's always good advice. Do I put up more walls if I find myself feeling a woman? Alex, I already got walls up. You know what I mean? But I have been told, and I know from going back and looking at my behavior, I'm definitely one of those get close, pull away type people. And I think that's another reason I've been trying to like not engage lately unless I really feel like it. You know what I mean? Because I'll send out the signals that I'm interested and then I'll like back off. So I'm trying to, unless it really feels like it's that, not send those signals out. And I think that's another reason why like I stay single so much is just because like these days I'm really not even, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to give the impression as that if it's not that. So even if it's a situation where I'm like, oh, we could hang out, if I know it's not going to be long term, I'll just kind of not even engage. Dad, I'm with you. I think marriage is a government contract. I don't think the government needs to be in my love life. So I'm with you on that. That's why I say I don't want to get married. Though I understand different people having different viewpoints on that. TJO checking it from Hong Kong. We here. That's a good point. If you care about being a good person, then you're probably not a bad person, or working on not becoming not one. Healing Daily says not getting attached to outcomes has been helpful for me. I like that. I like that. Millie said dinner dates can be a turn off. Watching somebody else eat is not attractive. Interesting. Interesting. Oh wow. Oh Bernita. Oh Bernita must be going through it. Bernita said, tired of some men lying about their sexual status. If you're gay, then you're gay. If you're bisexual, then you're just that. Be honest. Or my thing is just let go of the labels totally. Just do what you do. Like we got all these labels. Just sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. But I get that. I get that. I could see your point on that. I could see someone feeling that way. Bald Eagle said, honestly, if you're over 30, who has the time to date? If you're working 50, 60 hours a week, where are you going to meet people unless you have a big social circle? Ugh, I don't like that deal of everybody over 30 supposedly working 50, 60 hours a week. Blech, blech. I don't like that. What up, Jennifer K? I appreciate you saying that. Um, I mean, yeah, I do. It's not like you said Timber's so cool. I'm surprised you aren't taken. It's not like I don't know there's people interested. It's just like you can't make, and I know some amazing women, but it's just not the right fit. And you can't make the right fit come along. You know what I mean? Until it comes along, you know. Bella said, take marriage off of the relationship pedestal. Let's go. Isabellum says, I think I try to poke holes in relationships sometimes so I can leave before I get hurt. Yeah, man, we do some weird stuff sometimes, man, to avoid pain. Getting hurt is crazy. Corey Cummins, newly single, so I'm interested in how this dating thing goes at 34 years old. Hey, so far, we've heard a lot of reasons not to date, and then the people who still believe in it just been like, hey, just hang in there till you find the right person. That's about that's about all we got. You know what I mean? Which I think that's all there is. I'm just reading the comments. Berniga says, I don't care to date a man with kids. I get caught off for it. I like what I like. And that's you should be able to say that. You know, you should be able to say that. I feel like if somebody gets sensitive because you don't want to date them for a life choice they made, well, then that's on them. You know what I mean? I've had women tell me, I just, since you're nomadic, it's just not going to work. I can't get sensitive about that. I chose to be a nomad. You know what I mean? If you make a life choice and then someone says, well, I don't want to date you because of that choice, you can't get mad at them. They're making a choice just like you made a choice. You made a choice to have kids, or you messed up and had kids. You can't be mad if someone's like, I don't want to date somebody with kids. They your kids, right? You know? Yeah, that's yeah. It doesn't always feel good when someone says, I don't want to date you because of this, but you can't be mad at the person. Like it's people's right to say what they want to date, bro. You know? I don't know tremendous sex. I like dinner dates. Apparently some people think they're gross. I love a good dinner date. I love a good dinner date. Um, yeah, I love going out to eat. I pay. You know what I mean? I'm old school. I'll pay. I love a good dinner date. Coffee dates are cool too. Park dates are cool too. Easy says dating is cooked. William, I haven't ridden Greyhound in I don't know how many years, and if my life goes the way I hope it's going, I probably won't ride it again. So nah, that's just not something I'm interested in doing anymore. I'm glad I did them. I'm glad those videos did well. It's cool that people still ask for them, but I think I'm good on that. Oh, Bella said, to be honest, as I get older, the idea of a single monogamous relationship doesn't make sense. Oh, I see you, Bella, in them streets. No, I'm messing with you. I know what you're saying. Hey, I feel you a tad. Said I prefer to be single now. Every relationship I was in was just felt draining. I don't think I'm ready yet. I'm just gonna stay single, find my purpose until the right one comes. Hey, and I think that's a very mature, you know what I mean? Grown way to look at it. Might not be ready. Let me just work on me. Let me just get myself right. When the right one comes along, we're gonna do what we do, you know? Yeah, I've heard that. They say men choose women like their mothers and women choose men like their fathers. I think that's possible, but I don't think it's always the case. Yeah, I really don't think it's if you looked at the women I've dated and looked at my mom, you asked a man to meet you for coffee, he looked at you like you had two heads. I mean, that's a good way to find out real quick if you're compatible with someone. If like your ideal of a first date or a first meetup they think is crazy, well then probably not gonna work. You know? Ruby said, I think nomad couples are intriguing because there's an element of freedom and newness together. Imagine working Monday through Friday, then seeing each other on weekends. I'm too needy personally. That's why I used to love my long distance relationship. Both my longest, two of my longest relationships, they lived like an hour away. Loved it. Oh, I'm telling you, the build up come like Thursday when you knew you was gonna see them like Friday night, like by like Thursday morning, the build up of wanting to see that person. You hadn't seen them since Sunday night. It was just like, oh, Wednesday you talk to him on the phone, Thursday, like one more, you know what I mean? Like it was crazy. I missed that. I do kind of miss that. I do kind of miss that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think some people date people like their parents and some people don't. I don't think that's a total truth. And he said, I'm thinking about much older women retired with a golf cart. Are you gonna be down there at the villages in Florida? I ain't mad at that. Shamika said the biggest thing is being one with yourself and your values so you don't settle for less. Facts. Facts. Never settle. Never settle. Yeah, I'd rather be single than settle. Like, for real. I just don't know. People saying this. I know. I don't know why. I don't know why we make generalizations. Will there be some people who marry people like their parents? Yes, but I don't like. I don't. It can't be true for everybody. Like, why do we believe it's true for everybody? It's crazy. I don't know. Generalizations are funny to me. I don't know. That's a weird one. I think women believe that a lot more than men too on that one for some reason. That's a generalization too, but I've never heard a man say that in my entire life. I've never heard a man say, they say you end up marrying someone like your mother. Never heard a man say that. And what about, gay and lesbian couples? Does it just swap? Like if you're a gay man, you go marry someone like your dad. If you're a lesbian, you go marry someone like your mom. Like, what are we talking about? Like, come on. Players at the job. Yeah, if you're gonna be a player at the job, you gotta be smooth with it. You can't let it get you fired. You gotta be smooth with it. Justine said, "I'm too lazy to put in the efforts of dating, but I want to date." I respect that. I respect that. So I have no will try meeting a person. I respect that. I respect that. Like that's real. It's like I want to date. I just ain't putting in the work. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, Marcus, you smart. I used to tell my friends that like never poop where you sleep or whatever. I used to tell them that as regards to like it works too. Like be careful messing around with somebody at work. I used to tell the homies like even messing around with somebody who lived too close. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I would tell, hey, she lives 2 doors down from you. Don't mess around with that girl. It's too close. It's gonna be drama. She lived right in the next building. Nope. Nope. Nah, tell you, man, you need a place you can go and ain't nobody who you've been involved with around. Yep, they get back to me. Yeah, he was right, Tim. I started messing with that girl 3 doors down, and then now I got beef with her new boyfriend. I told y'all. I told y'all. You gotta be careful. You gotta have some safe spaces, you know. TJ, I think similar spiritual views are very important. Just because if we got different spiritual views, like it's gonna be weird. Just like I don't think I could be with somebody super religious because I'm not religious, and I'm not trying to hear that. I respect it. I'm just not trying to hear. You know what I mean? And I'm not going down there to the Baptist church with you on Sunday. You know what I mean? So like, and she probably don't want to hear me talk about the universe and manifestation. And you know what I mean? So like, I just don't think it would work for me with someone super religious because yeah, they would just be an issue the whole time. Even though I respect people who are super religious, I just don't think we could be together like that. Never in your own pool. I like that. Someone texted you, take my number out of your phone. I'm pretty sure I've had that text or voicemail in the past. Younger Tim has definitely had the. I used to get, don't call me anymore drunk. That's what I. That's what I would get a lot. Don't call me no more drunk. Poppy 444. I'm totally in agreement with you. I think if you find that right person, all of that changes. You know, because like you see even in the chat, people who are happily married or happy in a relationship, their views are different. Um, so I think yeah, it's just a matter of if you find that right person. You know, if they're a really great person, attracted, just religious, it ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Once again, I know a lot of great, attractive women. Like if you went through my phone, it's definitely not a Tim can't meet nobody. If it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. Um, and I know like if that person's very religious, it's not gonna work. So we might be friends, we might even hang out. I'm not gonna take it to that point. I don't care how attractive, how awesome. If I know that would be an issue, it's okay to meet somebody and they just not be the person. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh man, I gotta like some things are just like, nah. Like I just know that would be an issue. And it might be sad and it might be like, dang, wish that, but like I'm not nah. When I settle down with somebody, it's gonna feel right. There's not gonna be a huge thing. It's just gonna be like, yeah, it's that or it's nothing, you know? And I think that comes from I'm cool being alone. So like I don't have to compromise on things that I know would be an issue because I'm like, I'm good either way. So like if this person isn't the one, hey, we can hang out for a little while, whatever, or just be friends, and it's fine. I'm blessed to have them in my life in that capacity. But if I know there's something that's gonna cause friction, I'm not even gonna take it there. And I would imagine she probably would feel the same way. I would hope. Ellis, thank you. Super chat squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you. So cheers. Cheers. That was cheers with a water bottle. Thank you, Ellis. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think the beliefs are very important. You know, Blanca wasn't aware everybody's meeting people. Oh, Healing Dale, you got a date with a dude who's a pastor? Okay, okay. And like once again, like for other people, that might not be as big a deal. For me, it would be. For some people, that may not be a thing that matters. It's like, hey, as long as they're a God fearing person, and like, and there's other stuff that to me isn't as big a deal, and for other people it would be. There's some stuff that like I'd be like, eh, I ain't worry about that. That other people might be like, whoa, you know. So I think we all got our different kind of. But I know, like for me, spirituality is, yeah, yeah. Alice, whether or not they try to force it on me, I just think it would be weird if they were very religious. Like it's just because if they're very religious, they're gonna want a very religious man. You know what I mean? She's gonna want a very religious man because like that's gonna be very important to her. So I don't see her wanting to pursue it with me because like that's not the way I see it. You know, if you're a very religious woman, I want you to be with a very religious man. You know, I want you to have the same views on what happens when you die. You know, if she's very religious, we not expecting to go to the same place when we die. That's kind of weird. You know, you know what I mean? Um, so whether or not they tried to push it on me, it just, you know. Praveen, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate the love. Praveen coming through once again. Thank you, Praveen. Appreciate the support. Really helps to keep the motivation to keep going. So thank you. Said I'm definitely a God-fearing man who always tries hard to do the right thing, even though I have it in my early 30s in college. Oh, what was you up to in the early 30s in college, Praveen? Okay, okay. Praveen bearing the soul today. Okay, okay. All right. Hey, hey, and I respect that. Thank you. Appreciate the love, Praveen, and I respect that. Trying to do the right thing, I think, is the most we can do. You know, we're all gonna mess up. Nobody's perfect. Um, you know, that's the best we can do. Try to do the right thing. Nick said I had a date with a very religious guy, but I'm an atheist. We were attracted to each other, but it quickly fizzled out. It's hard to share life with vastly different beliefs. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Jamie, yeah, I'm always open for companionship. Be that friendship, be that a relationship, be that a situationship on occasion. Yeah, I'm always looking for companionship, but I'm also fine without it. So I think that's kind of the best way to be is like, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't, you know? Yes, there are definitely some religious women and men who think they can fix you to be religious. That's, but once again, I would not pursue that simply for that reason. You know what I mean? Someone could think they can fix me, just like there's people who think they can, trap you and get you. But they don't, you know? See you, Charlie. Would I date a 5'1" girl? Sure. I'll date a really short girl, really tall girl, average height. If she fine, she fine. You know, man. If she fine, she fine. People tell me that rice and beans. A friend of mine was always be like, "Tim, you don't understand. You tall. You know that you." I think we always look. I look at other people's attributes and be like, "Oh, that person should be able to get anybody." Uh, yeah, yeah, you know. And once again, it comes down to the right person being put in front of you. You know, it's not always about how attractive you are to the opposite sex or to the same sex if that's what you're into. It's about finding that person, you know what I mean? Like it don't matter how cute you are if the person you're looking for doesn't show up. Hmm. Hey Ted, thank you. So for Tim's Wing Fun, thank you. Super Chat Squad, appreciate that. Wang Fun, ow, Wing Fun. I forget some people don't know when I say Wang, we're just joking. Thank you, Ted. Thank you. Appreciate the love. Nika said we all fine down here in New Orleans. Okay, okay, okay. I must have went to the wrong part of New Orleans. I'm messing. with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Newman, I would not be physically abused by a woman in a relationship because the first time she attempted to hit me, I'm out. Like that's just me. That's how I give it up. Any type of abuse, Tim's gone. Like I'm out. Like there's no, you know, I've always been that way. Like I always said, the crazy ones don't get crazy with me because I think they can tell I'm not gonna take it. And that's not to say I understand some people are in certain type of relationship for whatever reason. I just know me. You raise your hand to Tim. I promise you, you're not seeing me ever again. That's nah, because then it gets weird. You start hitting on me. You call the cops. Say, "Hey, nah, I'm not going down." No, that's it. It's done. See ya. I'm gonna get my stuff and leave. All right. So yeah, nah. Respectfully, nah. Mm-mm. Vanessa, you think all the godly men are taken? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, TJ, I have not been in that many relationships. 4 or 5, maybe. Honestly, I haven't. Savvy, yeah, we've been talking about that. Like, where do you even meet people, especially as you get older? Oh, Praveen, you don't have to apologize. I like when you get personal. The more we share about ourselves, I think the more it helps other people. So I definitely wasn't telling you not to share. Um, I appreciate it. Yeah, Margaret, I love. Do I have some? Yeah, I got some chicken wings in there now. I got some chicken wings in there now. I ordered from that same place I got the bourbon chicken from the other day. I forgot that something about that bourbon sauce or whatever. Whenever I get bourbon chicken, it throws my stomach into a little fit. I forgot because I hadn't had it in a while. I used to go when I lived in Bozeman. I used to go down there to the famous Wok in the mall. They have a little shop in the mall food court. I used to get bourbon chicken. That'd be the first thing I did. I go back to Big Sky or Bozeman, right down there to the famous Wok, and get bourbon chicken. And then I remember it started to with my stomach. And this morning I was like, "What is wrong with my stomach?" I'm like, "Oh, that bourbon chicken." So I ate from the same place. I didn't get bourbon chicken to go again though. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Ted. Just something. It's just weird. Like I always forget, but there's like a list of foods that I know just does something. But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was. Yeah, but I used to have when I used to go down. I used to walk to. Actually, no, no, no. I would take there was a bus that would take me from like Big Sky to Bozeman, um, and then I would catch the bus to the mall, and then I would walk back from the mall back to Walmart in the bus. I don't know why. And I stopped being able to walk back from the mall to Walmart to take the bus back to Big Sky because that bourbon chicken would hit my stomach about halfway back, and I would have to like run to get to the bathroom in Walmart before the bus. It happened like twice. I was like, Tim, you can't do this no more. You could, yeah, it would be bad. It would be bad. But it was like an hour walk, so I used to, time it. I'd eat my food. There wasn't really much to do at the mall there, and then I would walk back, because I like walking. But yeah, about 30 minutes into that walk, that bourbon chicken started hitting my stomach. That happened about twice, and I almost didn't make the bathroom at Walmart. Yeah, man. Okay, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Um, am I the one ending the relationships, or no? It's usually them. It's usually now. The last one I did, she ended it, but I cheated. That's why it ended. I'll be honest. The other ones, no. The other ones, they was doing stuff, boom, boom, boom. But the last one was me. The last one was me. We were growing apart. And I'm not. This is not an excuse. I was still wrong, but it was slowly falling apart anyway. And then I got really, really drunk one night and ended up cheating. Um, and then I think both of us knew it was kind of over anyway, and that was a good place to end it. But she actually ended it. I wouldn't have ended it still. But she was like, we never get back together again. And I was like, understood. I cried, all that. But we became friends after that. Like after a few months went by and she finally forgave me, like we was friends after that. We still hung out. I still stayed, but like it was over. But it was on its way out anyway. But it was my actions that ended it. So yeah, like I said, not an excuse. I was wrong, but yeah. Would I date someone my age? Yeah. Kaya, thank you. Kaya travels. Let's say K travels. I guess that's K travels. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. So thanks for being a kind and safe space. Hey. You're welcome. You're welcome. I like that at this community we can have that. We can talk about this stuff. Everybody's not jumping on everybody. It's kind of like an oasis in the desert, these days to have a place where like we can just discuss stuff and be civil. And I appreciate the love. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. It's safe space here. We can talk about pretty much anything. I'm telling how I cheated. Oof. Yeah, I can see that point, Anna. Like if you set up a dinner date and you're not feeling the person, yeah, then you got to sit there through the whole meal. Ugh, yeah, yeah. I like to do a park or a coffee date first, and then if that works out, then we will get something to eat. Like I like to do like a 11 o'clock park meetup. You know, that way, or maybe like 10:30, we grab a coffee, go to the park, walk around. That way, if by noon we're enjoying each other's company, noon, 12:30, I can be like, hey, and I usually set it up to where there's a restaurant close by. I'm like, hey, you want to go over to have you eaten? You want to go over to so and so and grab something to eat? Um, that's usually how I try to do it. Like, because that way you can get because if it's not that, well, then you just walk around the park for a little bit, maybe drink your coffee, and then all right, see you later. But yeah, I like to do those early morning, midday kind of things because like if it's working, I mean, I've had it to where like you go all day, you get coffee, you know what I mean? You go to lunch, y'all hang out after lunch, you know what I mean? Like it can go all day. You gotta have some money in your pocket for that one. But yeah, I like that. I like that. Hey, Marcus, I appreciate you saying that. People cool, good energy here. Yes. Yeah, Angela, you know me, I'll talk about anything. How often should you talk to the person you first start dating? I don't know. I think it just whatever feels right. You know. Why did I cheat, Jamie? I was just very drunk. Like I don't even remember how it went down, if I'm being totally honest. I think part of it I was super drunk, but I'd been out drunk before and didn't cheat. So I think part of it was I knew the relationship. I think part of me was did it on purpose. You know what I mean? I think part of me did it on purpose because I knew the relationship was ending. Um, and me and her really weren't hooking up like that anymore. You know what I mean? So I think part of me was just like, it was like, well, if you don't want to, whatever, whatever, somebody else will. And I think I kind of knew it was ending and just, yeah, I think it was kind of one of those things that it wasn't right to do, but I think I was kind of trying to, you know, end it or trying to do something that would get me in trouble. I don't know. Oh, Shamika, I agree. Cheating is very damaging. It's not, you know what I mean? Like it's been some years and I've, come to terms with it. So I can talk about it a lot calmer than I think the how sorry I am for doing it doesn't always come across since it's been so long. But yeah, that was probably one of the worst things I ever did to somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was not a good time. Um that was one of those things it took some time to forgive myself for. Um yeah, people always say anything you regret, that is something it was part of my story, it's part of her story. That's one of those things I probably would take back if I could. Um, you know. Oh, beer goggles are definitely true. I didn't mind, getting beer goggles though. When I was a drinking man, I loved getting drunk and thinking, you know, some girl was the most beautiful girl in the world who wasn't. It's fun, you know. You see, I'm still trying to date out here. We packing it in. I think it's 50-50. Is she the one who got away? Nah, nah. Like our relationship ran its course. So I mean, that's still a homie. We haven't talked in a while, but we stayed talking years after we broke up. But that's still a homie. Um, I think our relationship just ran its course. So I don't view her as like, oh man, if only nah, it was ending anyway. So like I would not have been able to start on this journey and live the life I live now without her because she was very instrumental in the beginning. So I always got love for her for that. But like she's married now, you know what I mean? So like it was what it was as long as it was, and then like, you move on. I would not ever cheat again. No, no, no. Like I did not know, you know what I mean? Like how much that could hurt somebody, you know? Like you don't want to see somebody crying because you know what I mean? Like I'll never hurt nobody like that again. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. People don't believe it. People that want the cheater are always a cheater. Believe what you want. That is something I would not do again. No, 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 no. Like I'm not, no, no. Sex don't even mean nothing to me like that anymore. So that's part of it. I don't care. You know what I mean? So like if the universe, if God blessed me with like another partner, there's no way I'm cheating because it ain't worth it, bro. Like for what? Like I don't even care about sex like that. You know what I mean? So like, nah, nah. But even if I did, it's not. Nah, I couldn't hurt nobody like that again. Nah. Do I have anybody I consider got away? There was a woman who was really into me. Um, and I definitely didn't give her the chance she deserved. I had good reasons because for a lot of our time around each other, she wasn't where she needed to be in life. But even when she started getting herself together, um, I just wasn't I wasn't there yet. And so I think we never got our lives together at the same time to where we both were there, you know? And I do wonder if that really you know what I mean? If I had been sober when she was sober, could that have been something? But she died of an overdose, um, right when I was getting sober or somewhere in that time. So I think right before I started getting sober. So we never were, both sober at the same time. And both of us were all over the place when she was using or I was drinking. And that is one that I do wish I could go back and like I wish I could go to an alternate universe and see what might have happened between the two of us if we'd ever had our lives together at the same time. That I do think about. It's rare, I think, stuff like that, but she's one person that I think it's probably because she is dead and it can't happen. Um, so her, I do think about. But you know, and I will say that in my early sobriety, thinking of because she had got sober and then she relapsed and died. Um, and I have other friends as well too. And I'm like, I know people like her who didn't get a chance to die sober. I'm gonna die sober because they didn't get a chance to. You know what I mean? Like one of us is going to. And that's one of the things that really motivates me to like stay sober, especially early, was like one of us is going to. One of us is gonna die sober. I promise you. And it's gonna be me. And hopefully others. But like life didn't give her that opportunity. Um, I'm gonna do it for all of us. You know what I mean? So do I feel I could have saved her? Nah. 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 Addiction is too nobody can save anybody, right? Let me take that back. I uh, I would never if it happens, cool, but I would never before it happens say I could save somebody or say I thought I could save somebody. Addiction is too crazy a monster. You know what I mean? Sorry if I took the conversation. Sorry about that. We was out here talking about them talking about cheating and people died. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, thank you, Dorothea. And I appreciate people, your comments, and thank you. And beyond, yeah, I do believe some people are healers, yes. And like I said, I do think it is possible to save people. I would never say, especially when addictions involved, that I felt I could save somebody. If I did save somebody, cool. But I would never say, I just knowing how crazy addiction is, I don't think I would ever have the hubris to be like, oh, I could have saved her. Who am I? You know what I mean? That's what I meant by that. Like, I don't know what drug she was on. Th- it wasn't weed. You know what I mean? It was well, you can't overdose on weed, but like it was. She was out there. But I am happy that she did have that period where she did get like clean. I'm glad she got to have that. It didn't last forever, but like I'm glad she even got to have it. Yeah, Graham, that waking up every morning, clear head, no headache, no regrets. Yeah, them regrets from the night before, bruh, that'll wear on you, man. Yeah, that'll wear on you. and the truth is, as someone like who struggled with addiction, it's not like, and I know because people I say you can only help people willing to help themselves, and that's true. Sometimes say that with like a negative view towards the person. As someone who struggled with addiction, sometimes you're not in a place to help yourself, right? Friend of mine told me that. One day I came to work, we were coworkers. I was like, I'm done drinking. He's like, Tim, you're not there yet. And I got super mad. And I was like, how you gonna tell me? I wasn't there yet. I was drinking again in 3 days. So like it's true, you can't help someone who's not willing to help themselves, but sometimes the person's just not there yet. It's not oh, they're just like, I don't want to help myself. Nope. Sometimes you got to go through it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing with addiction. And I like to have these discussions because if you've never been through it, it may seem very simple to just be like, oh, I'm ready to help myself now. Let's get help. Sometimes you're not there. You got to get to that point where you can say, okay, I'm going to help myself. Whether it is true, if someone's not there, nothing you can do. But it's not always a total just like weakness on that person's part. They might be fighting, they're just not there yet. You know what I mean? But it's one of the things you got to go through it, I think, to totally get it. But yeah, Robert, I was just about to say, I'm surprised. Yeah, my heart didn't give out after all them Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, waking up, just laying in bed, hungover, thinking about the crazy stuff I did. You know, would I date someone who drank or was in the middle of recovery? Um, I would definitely date someone who drank. I mean, like, there's tons of people who drink and don't have a problem. So someone who drinks is not a issue. I like when people drink. It don't bother me. It's fun. She want to go get drunk. I don't care. Um, Now, if someone was had a drinking problem, that might be different because I might not want to go down that road. But yeah, just somebody drinking, that's I don't care. But like if they had a drinking problem, I don't know if I would want to go down that road again, you know, personally. Yeah, QM. A lot of people going through it, man. All different types of substances. Um, yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad. Like I said, she wasn't the only one of our friends that I lost to that. So like, Florida back then, that was when the pills first got hot, and Florida was a state to go to get pills. People I knew come down from Atlanta, all over. Florida was a spot. So like, yeah, man, it was crazy times. My probably like mid to late 20s, maybe when the pills came through. It was crazy, boy. People was changing. People was dying. Like it was crazy, bro. Like, bro. And then they just move on to the harder stuff. Like it was nuts, man. It was crazy. Yeah, even it's powerful, man. It's crazy. Like I don't know. Yeah, man. To just like I said, people that like we used to hang out. We go to the bar, a couple drinks. Nice girls used to know teachers, nurses. Just went this life together. 8 months later, they strung out at the bar every night trying to get pills. Yeah, just crazy. I'm like, bro, like what? Like her? Yeah, man. She out there, and it was just nuts, man. What constitutes a drinking problem? If I would say, and this is my definition for me, if drinking is like actively interfering with your life and you realize you probably should stop drinking and you don't. You know what I mean? And you can't. I think that's a drinking problem. Drunk in the daytime. You know what's crazy? I rarely ever drink before like 5, unless it was like Saturday. But even then, I was usually so hungover from Friday, I didn't drink till later. But rarely every day drunk. Now, as soon as 5, 6 o'clock hit, we was getting to it. But yeah, I never really drank in the day. And I do believe in addictive personalities and that addiction could be genetic. Yes, totally, totally. I got friends who just were predisposed to like drugs. You know what I mean? Like I've seen people who just like other people, same drugs, group of people, one person just went nuts and like they were hooked. Other people, it was just recreational. You know what I mean? So like I definitely think different substances affect us different. Like alcohol affects me different than a lot of people. I just go crazy. That's why I had to stop. It's just like we all we all believe in allergies. It's the same game. I can eat peanuts all day. Doesn't affect me. Some people eat peanuts, they damn near die. You know what I mean? So like different substances affect us differently. It's the same with drugs, especially the drugs now that got who knows what in them. It's just like different substances do different stuff to us, you know? So yeah, I definitely think some people just the drugs hit them harder than other people. It's not an excuse. If I got a peanut allergy and I still keep eating peanuts, well, then it's what I mean. So like, but it's good to know. I think especially with like addiction, we like to think everybody's equal, and these people over here are just weaker or whatever. It's like nah, some people out the gate they was. So what happened to the dating people? Oh, we switch it up. We do that. No rules. Logan, I browse cool works all the time too, just to see what's out. I just like to know what's out there, in, in case I'm like, man, I need to get back out there. Yeah. My real answer to the drinking problem thing, if you have to ask, I wonder if I have a drinking problem. There's your answer. You know what I mean? Like if alcohol is affecting your life to the point where you have to ask, then maybe cut back or quit. There's no one answer, but like if you're asking yourself, do I have a drinking problem? You have enough of a problem that you should probably address it. Do people still? I think so. Yeah, people be out there. People be out there in them streets dating. So I've heard. In person, I guess. People be. I see couple people coupled up all the time. I guess people are still dating. I don't know. I guess. Any life advice for a 24-year-old male? As regards to what? Simple living. That's a very broad question. My broad advice would be live your life, enjoy yourself, do what makes you happy. You know, when am I going to make my way down to South America? South America's on the list, but it's not that high on the list. So well, I'm sure we'll get down there one day. Um, yeah, it's not that high on my list yet. Yeah, I'd love to go to Brazil one day. Just maybe in my 50s. Yeah, that the withdrawals. Oof, oof, oof. I had a friend of mine who went through withdrawals in jail, and she said that was probably quite possibly one of the worst experiences in her entire life. Because the stuff she was coming, because like they don't help you in jail. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oof. She said prison was nothing compared to that. A year in prison, whatever. A week or two withdrawing, I was like, man, that's crazy. Praveen, alcohol is like an acquired taste. So yeah, when I first started drinking beer, I hated it. You get used to it. Like it's an acquired taste. Yeah. High on the list to travel to now. I got to do London. I got to do Japan. Um, Bali. You know, I want to do like a month in Europe or something too. We know what was funny though. Speaking of withdrawals, I never had like bad withdrawals. I don't know why. Like if I ever felt myself craving alcohol, like physically, I would stop drinking for a couple days. Maybe it's something with my metabolism, but like when I quit, no withdrawals. You know, I just the crave. I don't know something in my body. I never had those bad physical withdrawals. And your boy used to drink, so I don't know. I feel blessed in that regard. As a single childless person on the holidays, I just hang out. I do what I do every day. Like you don't. The holidays don't have to be anything special. It's just another day to me. You know. The next stream topic, Ricky. I don't know. I don't know. I want it to be a good one though. This has been a great stream. Oh, John, you worked intake at corrections. Yeah, man. That. Mhm. Adam, I just got back from Thailand in September. So yeah, we did. We did. I've been overseas a couple times. So yeah, it's definitely always on the list. It's just where to go and when to go. When I say traveling is a spiritual path for me, um, I probably wouldn't use those words. To me, that would feel like overthinking it. I just like to travel. I feel like my whole life is spiritual though, so everything is a spiritual path on some level. But I probably wouldn't use those words. I just like to travel. You always thought the withdrawal stuff was a myth, simple natural black life? No, 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 no. Like, nah, it's real. Like, I genuinely know people who are like, I want to quit, but I might die because every time I've tried, like, I know people who like, if they go to quit, they have to check themselves into the hospital, like, because they've been drinking so long that like, no, they gotta have doctor supervision or they might die. And even then, they're like, we can only do what we can do. Like, nah, withdrawals are crazy. Nah, withdrawals are serious. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Angela, you saw we scheduled a stream. Got up early this morning. It messed up my thumbnail. Didn't let me do what I wanted with my thumbnail. Didn't look how I wanted it to, but I was like, we doing it. We doing it. Marcus using Thailand in October. Oh, nice. We just missed each other. We're on to Thailand. It was cool. I had fun. I had fun. I ate good. I ate good. Your boy ate good. Your boy ate good. Praveen, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming through again. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Yeah, your boy was over there eating good. That's what when I think about going back, that's what I'm like, man, I'm gonna get me some more of them pork omelets over rice. Ooh, wee. You know, all lots of people want to go to Thailand for lots of different reasons. I enjoy the food. and I got it delivered. Bougie. Grab app. I'm getting it delivered. I think I went in one restaurant when I was there, other than like Burger King or whatever. I went Burger King, McDonald's, but like as far as like a regular local restaurant, I think I went one and got a coffee. I was getting it delivered. Love it. Hey, Billy Blitz. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Billy Blitz. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Rhonda, it was very inexpensive. I was eating, and this is me being bougie, getting it delivered. I was getting a day's worth of food for like 15 bucks. Like I was getting 3 meals. I'd get like lunch, dinner, and something for tomorrow, like 15 bucks. Like it was, and like I said, that was me being bougie, getting it delivered, whatever. Yeah, the food was cheap, man. It was inexpensive and good though. And soon as I got back to the States, my stomach started hurting again. While I was there, I think maybe once my stomach was a little weird one day because I was eating pizza. But when I was just eating like local food or whatever, fine. As soon as I got back to the States, like literally flew back, spent the night in a hotel. Next day, my stomach was horrible. I had to get some Imodium at the airport. I didn't think I was be able to make it on the plane. You know what I mean? Yeah, I missed that. I missed the food. Like if I say 3 weeks. If I had some friends there, I could stay a lot longer. Um, but I was kind of ready to come back because it was just me. Yeah, I love Grab because like you could pay with cash. That's what I like. You can pay with cash. So yeah, you just order it up. They bring it. You give them the cash. I ain't have to put my credit card in or nothing. I like that. I think one time one of the drivers was weird because I had cash. One time they was like, I forget, but like every other time nobody cared. Grab is like Uber, Ashley. It's like Uber Eats or DoorDash. Um, but it like they do it does everything. It's like Uber Eats. It's like Uber and Uber Eats. So um, they do rides, they do food delivery. But it's like super cheap over there. Yeah, Lee, we still up. Yeah, Ted, you should Pattaya is definitely an interesting city. Yeah, very good for people watching. Um, Fruits of living. I'm solo traveler. Like I wouldn't mind traveling with one of my friends, but I'm really not that interested in meeting other people when I travel. I don't know. I'm just not friendly when I travel. Like now, if I was with some of my friends, I probably would be more likely to meet other people. But just being by myself, you're not really gonna find me talking to too many people when I travel. Yeah, I want to get to Hong. Yeah, Hong Kong needs to make my list. There's so many places I want to go. Yeah, definitely want to spend time in Europe, Australia. Man, so many things to do. I don't do Facebook, FMX. My links are in the description box, which I just deleted Instagram off my phone. So if you message me on Instagram, and I haven't posted on Instagram in forever, but I do have it. But if you message me, I won't get it for a while because I deleted it off my phone because I was zombie scrolling. Um, and then Instagram got me. They got me, folks. I'll share since we're talking about everything today. They got me. So like I don't go in for the thirst trap girls on Instagram. I don't follow like any of them, right? I just don't. I don't care. But they popped up one the other day. They got me. They got me. Like every time they show, I'd be like, "Don't show them." I don't care. Um, but boy, they popped one up the other day. I was like, so I was looking at her page and I followed her, and then of course they're gonna send the algorithm kept sending me, and they for about a week there they had me zombie scrolling and thirst trapping, and now all the thotty girls have a OF page, so your boy slid over there too. They had me for about a week. They got me for about a week, and then I was like, "Nah, this ain't you, Tim. This is not you." So I deleted all that, and I deleted my Instagram. I unfollowed all the thotty girls. Shout out to them; they do what they do. Um, and as a content creator, I learned a lot from watching them when I do watch them. Um, but yeah, I was like, "This, nah, they got me. The algorithm got me. They got me. They got me." Mm-hmm. 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 They got me. I'll admit it. They're like, okay, because that's what the algorithms do. Like they won't if there's something you keep saying, don't show me, they won't. And then every now and then they'll just pop something out, see if it catches you. And if it catches you, oh, they just throw it on you. Mhm. When did I get all the Gen Z slang? I don't. I just be talking, Lee. I don't know. I just be talking. Educational experience. Yeah, and you know what's crazy too, Angela. Sometimes it's good to get got. Sometimes it's fun. You know what I mean? I'm a big believer in like, yeah, every now and then you could give yourself a little leeway, as long as you reel yourself back in, you know. But yeah, I was just like, I can't. They had me for about a week, and I was like, Nah, Tim, this is not you, bro. Like, we don't. I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete Instagram for a little bit. I'll pull it back up in a month or two. I'll be fine. You know, longest Amtrak ride I would take. Logan, I've taken. I think I did 50 plus hours before. I think. Definitely done some 30s. I think I did. I think I was supposed to do a 55, but I missed the connection. So I had to spend the night in a hotel, my last trip. I went from Portland to Denver. So that's Portland to Sacramento, then Sacramento to Denver. Um, and we got way behind schedule, up in like Nowheresville, California. So I ended up having to, it got split up because I missed the connection. But yeah, I'll take a long Amtrak trip. I'll take, Amtrak's different because you can go in the observation car, you can walk, Amtrak's different than like a long bus trip. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes good to get, sometimes good to get got. Sometimes good to, dip off into something, you gotta have fun with life. You gotta have fun. You know what I mean? As long as it's nothing that compromises your moral code or is illegal or nothing like that. Sometimes there might be stuff you're like, nah, I'm not really into that. Every now and then, if you into that for a couple days, then you pull back. Yeah, you know. But yeah, yeah. When I know something's not me, it won't stay in my life long. If I know it's just not me, I was like, nah. As a, that's why like some stuff that like, for example, like caffeine. I know one day I'll stop drinking caffeine. I just know. One day I'm done. I'm getting dangerously close to that day. I'm just some stuff I know like it's not going to be that. It's just not. Ugh, I just know. Just something. Yeah. They have business class on Amtrak, and they also have like the roomettes and the bedrooms. So I guess that would be first class, but those are pricey. Um, I did a roomette from Sacramento to Denver, and that's the way to travel, bro. Have your own little room with a bed in. That's the way to travel. Meals included. That's the way to travel. But I think it was like 500. I don't know, it was like 400 or 500. So it's pricey. It's pricey, but that's the way to travel. Praveen, I used to get really angry when I was drinking. Sober, I don't really get angry. Y'all might have seen me a couple times on here if I was in a bad mood, get angry and turn the stream off because people do dumb stuff. People do things that anger me, but I don't get angry much. I don't get angry much. Nah, it's there beneath the surface. Um, the anger is there. It just doesn't come out. Like there's not a lot that you know. occasionally, yeah, people saying they're doing certain stuff on the internet will take me there because I just get annoyed. But in real life, it's rare for me to like really get angry, which is good because if I get angry, I'm stubborn. Like a stubborn and angry person is not a good combination because when I get there, I all manner of foolishness can go down because I stop caring. You know what I mean? So I don't like getting angry. Will I ever go back to Estes Park? I'm sure I'll go back to visit Lee. You know, I got lots of friends there. I don't know if I ever go work there again. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might have done my time at Estes Park. It was how you doing retired 2019. I got a lot of good memories from Estes Park. Wrote a lot of good friends there. You know, but I honestly think it might have ran its course, as everything eventually does in this life. Yeah, Marcus, I'm really not a angry person, but the anger is there. I call it the beast in the cage. Like I know it's there. I just not I just really don't get there. But and that's why I used to like when I would get drunk and get angry, I kind of liked it because I never do it sober. And that's a problem because if you're drunk and angry and you like it, you're gonna get angrier. So I would really blow up, start acting crazy. That's usually about the time they would put the handcuffs on, or throw me out the bar or whatever. But it's there, but it just doesn't. What am I get angry about? I just don't get angry much. It's typically some type of disrespect against someone I care about or something that gets me there. That I might even start to get angry. You know, I was in Portland time before last. I was there, and there were some ladies standing on the side of the road with the little religious pamphlets or whatever, not bothering anybody. And this dude just like kept messing with them, and he just kept like walking around and saying all this stuff and like differing religious beliefs, and he just kept messing with them. And y'all know my mom was a very religious woman. That almost got me there. That almost got me there because I started thinking about like, what if my mom was standing here and this dude was doing that to her? That almost got me there. Like I literally started to follow this dude because people came and picked the ladies up and drove them to another spot, and he was like acting like he was gonna follow them, and I started to follow him, and I was like, tell him back away. Don't no, because you're getting pissed off, and he gonna say something, and then you both gonna be in jail in Portland. You know what I mean? Y'all both gonna be getting taken away with cars with lights on the top, right? One in the ambulance, one in the police car. You know what I mean? But that was because that was a weird one because I didn't realize it just came out of nowhere. I was watching them. I'm like, what if that was my mom? I was like, oh hell no! Like I was about to. I'm telling you, he got me there because it was just being like that's what I'm saying, like disrespect and bothering people. And like I'll get annoyed, and that guy, I was like, man. I started following. I was like, Tim, just go about your business. I think I was going to the park. I was like, Tim, just get on the train, go to the light rail, whatever, go to the park. Because I was like, if I see him yelling one more, I'm telling you, that he almost caught one that day. Almost caught one that day. I said, I can't catch a case in, Portland, but stuff like that rarely happens. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm saying, I don't, whew, even thinking about it, I'd be getting. Because I'm just saying, they were like elderly ladies. He's sitting there talking. Nah, bro, there's some stuff you don't do. We grown. You know what I mean? Some stuff you don't do. Or if you do it, you can expect consequences. I was like, you better be glad this is not my city. Let me see that in Denver. Okay, see, this is this is see, I told you it's there. I told you it's there. It'd be just below the surface. Um, yeah. So that's why I try to be, very peaceful person, meditate, walk in nature. That's what I did. Hopped on a thing, I went to the park, had a great time. Yeah, just had a great time in the park. Forgot all about it until recently. Victoria, you think the phone makes dating weird too, not just the app? In what way? Curious, in what way? Gratitude Gorilla is right here. Always, always. Like I said, I got to do some downsizing, some more downsizing. But my guy or my girl, I don't know. I don't think Gratitude Gorilla has a gender. Um, but yeah, homies with me always. Bobby, I don't do favorites. There's no way I could pick one travel memory to be the best of all time. I got too many amazing memories. My brain just doesn't think that way. It doesn't rank stuff. We just do what we do. Though I will say there's definitely been some that to this day give me a warm, glowy feeling, but I would never say this was my best travel experience. I don't know if I know any traveler who says that because you sometimes it's the little stuff that you remember years later. So yeah, I will say seeing the Northern Lights was cool. There were some moments in Alaska that will always stick with me. 4th of July in Seward. I don't know why, but it was an amazing moment. But like I could never say those were the best, but like or my favorite. But it's just sometimes just be little. I remember I was in Salt Lake City and I took the train down to Ogden and back, and I don't know, just staring out the window on the way back. Just was an amazing feeling of just like freedom and just it's like man, it's like a random Thursday, and I'm just at 2 in the afternoon. I'm on this commuter train by myself, basically, like in Utah. It was just an amazing feeling. I was like, this is why I do it. This right here. So sometimes it's just the little stuff. What up, Chloe? I didn't even see. I didn't even see you was in the chat, and I was talking about Alaska. You see that? You see that? That's crazy. I didn't even see you there. I said Alaska, some good moments. You popped up. That's crazy. That's crazy, Chloe. Always good to see you. That's crazy. Maybe I should come back and visit. That might be a sign. I need to come visit. Um, Good to see you, Chloe. That was crazy. Yeah, Marcus, these experiences unique. Like it's hard to, you know, rank stuff. Nick, if you got a friend that doesn't want to travel, I mean, you can't make somebody want to travel. That's their right. Just like that'd be like them asking somebody, "Hey, what's some advice for a friend of mine who wants to travel? How do I stop them from wanting?" You know what I mean? Like they don't have to want to travel. Billy, I've not worked at the Grand Hotel. No. Yeah, Dorothea, I would definitely go back to Alaska. Yeah, I've been 3 times now. I haven't been since I think it was 2019 last time I went. 2018. Yeah, actually, it is one of the things I appreciate about life these days is that like I have lots of small, quiet, seemingly insignificant moments that just mean so much, just feel so good. You know what I mean? And it's not like you can make it happen. It's just I'll find myself doing something and it just, you know what I mean? Like it's just that. It'll just be a moment. And I'm like, wow, like this is man, this is life. I have moments that feel like it's always life, but I have moments that feel like life. And it's just like, man, that you know what I mean? Like it's and sometimes it's something big, you know. Sometimes it's something small, but it's just like being blessed to have these moments where you realize, okay, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm alive. This is why I live the life I live. Is this right here? Um, yeah, that's amazing. Thanks for being. Good to see you, the absurdist. The absurdist. Yeah, just that feeling. I don't know. It's hard to describe that. I just want everyone to have that feeling. That's why I'm always on the internet railing against living a monotonous life and doing things you don't want to do, even though I understand why people do them. People got kids to raise. They got bills to pay. I respect that. But I'm always like, you gotta try to find some other stuff to do because, like, that's that, 5 seconds of that feeling of just like, this is why I'm here can sustain you for like 6 months, right? Like, seriously, it don't take long of that, like, yes, it don't take much. You don't need it every day um, to sustain you and keep you going. Which is 2 minutes and 2 hours and 22 minutes. I've been seeing twos a lot. Something major is about to happen. Something major, but I've been seeing a lot of twos, a lot of triple twos, a lot lately. What time did you have that feeling, Lee? I'm curious to hear your answer. Lee said, "You know what time I had that feeling?" I'm curious when. Where you at, Lee? No answer. What would I change if I had a ton of money? Nothing really. Like I said, like I people ask me this a lot. Um, if I had a ton of money, I would give a bunch of it away. So I wouldn't end up with a ton of money. A month later, I wouldn't have a ton of money. That's A, because like I would live the same life. I might just stay at nicer hotels and Airbnbs, and I would travel more frequently. I might stay in this country for a couple days and go. You know what I mean, like that. But I wouldn't do nothing different. Like I'd probably buy some land. But honestly, yeah, if I had money, like you gave me $1 million right now, the first thoughts on my mind is giving it away, like genuinely. Like I'm good. I don't care. Like, I got a place to stay. I eat every day. Like what I care. But there are people that I'm like, man, I would love to gift this person a cushion. I'd love to gift this person 10 grand so they don't have to worry about money. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of stuff I would do if I had money. And then on the back end of that, yeah, I'd probably take some trips or whatever. But honestly, yeah, I'd get much more enjoyment out of doing that than doing stuff in my life. Praveen, thank you, Praveen. I appreciate you coming through. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much, Praveen. Said it's such a good feeling to know you're alive. Song for Mr. Rogers. Okay. Favorite show in my opinion. Wow, that's a. You were talking about Mr. Rogers earlier. Hey, shout out to Praveen and Mr. Rogers. You don't hear that a lot. That. So I respect that, Praveen, and I appreciate the love. Thank you. Oh, Lee, you had that feeling at Glacier Park hiking with friends. Facts. I feel you. I feel you. Alfonso said, I have that feeling whenever I teach the Bible. Nice, nice, nice. Respect. See, I love hearing other people's when they get that feeling. That just goes to show like there's no I think you get that feeling when you're doing things in life that like you that means something to you. You know what I mean? And it's different for everybody. We're all different when it happens, but like, I think that's how you know you're on the path. You get that feeling, and it just feels right. It's just like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. Yeah, Ruby, we hit 176K today. Yeah, yeah, I saw that this morning. I was like, finally, we went up 1K. Let's go. 1,000 at a time. There's a YouTube video of Mr. Rogers' speech to Congress to fight for public broadcasting. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know he spoke to Congress. Okay. I see you, Mr. Rogers. Yeah, we'll see how quick it takes. I'm going to actually remember the day, November 17th. I'm going to see how quick it takes to get to 77. Yeah, we going to hit 200,000. We going to hit 200,000. Yeah, that's the next goal. Yeah, man. That was coming. It'll take a couple home runs, you know, we're going to get there regardless, but to quickly get there, it'll just take a couple home runs. The good news is I'm not working now, so I can figure out a couple, when I say home run, I mean like a video that gets a lot of views quickly, a lot of engagement. That's when you get your subscribers like really, because a lot of new people find you. I could come with a couple of those, you know, or we may take a year or so to get 200,000. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna jump off. I was gonna try to go to 2 hours and 30 minutes, but your boy's getting hungry. Your boy. You always get hungry. I think this was a good stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a great discussion. Appreciate you all being a part of it. And it went to show me, that proof that when I schedule streams and talk about them beforehand, they do better. So that's good to know. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you all so much for being a part of the stream. Thank you for your input. Big shout out to the Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much for the love and the financial abundance. Big shout out to Angela, the world's best moderator. Thank you. Really appreciate what you do for us. Honestly, like we didn't even have to block that many people tonight. I feel like that's crazy. I thought people were gonna like go crazy in the chat. Anyway, that's amazing. For me and Gratitude Gorilla, the homie, we're signing off. We're saying goodbye. Love all. Talk to y'all later. See y'all soon.